Hello once again. Welcome to Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, CW, and let's talk about the best WWE Attitude Era entrance. Very specific, and there is a reason for that caveat. Why? Why would I put a caveat on that? Because the greatest WWE entrance is too hard to decipher in less than 10 minutes. I would immediately turn to The Undertaker because obviously, but I feel like The Undertaker has to be put in a category all his own. You can't rank his entrances with literally anyone else, I don't think. There's too much pomp and circumstance. There's too much pageantry. There's too much mysticism. There's too much good in all of Undertaker's entrances. I'll even give him the American Badass and, Big Devil, Red Devil, whatever that thing was called when he was riding that motorcycle back and forth. When he first came back as that biker, his entrance was pretty great. He rode a motorcycle around the ring, that's not nothing. But Undertaker's always had the best entrances in, I would say, professional wrestling. That's just my opinion, obviously. And let's put a caveat on that. I haven't watched every professional wrestling promotion. I'm sure, New Japan and ROH and OVW and Impact and whatever. All those different promotions have great entrances. I haven't seen them, but I know for a fact that it'll be hard to argue that Undertaker has the best one. So let's put Undertaker in a category on his own. He's Undertaker. But what was the best WWE Attitude Era entrance? Now, I had this conversation with Dad's First Time. Go check him out at twitch.tv/Dad's First Time or on his YouTube channel. youtube.com @Dad's First Time. These handles are strange. But I posed a question to him, and I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what he said. But I think we both landed on The Godfather as having the best entrance. And while it would not fly at all in today's social climate, The Godfather's entrance was certainly the most unique. It had a whole lot of pomp and circumstance. And I think the reason why, from my own storytelling thought process, the reason why Godfather's entrance was probably the best one of the Attitude Era was that it influenced matches and it told a story, right? So he would come to the ring dancing, in his pimp garb. He would bring his ladies with him, and instead of just ending the entrance and then starting a match, he would literally offer these women's services to his opponent in sort of like a way of saying, look, I will fight you, but I'm going to win. I'm going to decimate you. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt you. I just want to have fun. So instead of this match, how about you and I go out with these women, go have a good time, and then we'll call it even right now. And, most of the time, the match would just happen. But sometimes the opponent would take him up on his offer. There were times where I think Mark Henry went with him. God, I wish I had a list of all the people who took him up on his offer. But people would, there would not be a match. The Godfather would, I guess, by default win. And he would go out with, his ladies and his opponent, and they would have a good time. They didn't ever follow up on that. I think Mark Henry had one where they followed up on it, but it was just like a segment. It became a segment versus a match. But his entrance literally influenced matches, which is dope. You can argue The Undertaker did the same thing where he would scare the crap out of people, but that match would happen, right? Regardless. It didn't matter how scared you were of Undertaker's entrance. It happened. The match would happen. He would get in there and he'd whoop your ass and then, move on to the next match. But Godfather would, manipulate the show, quote unquote, which I thought was great. It was just it was an amazing thing to happen, And I believe there was a time where he offered it to The Undertaker. He had a match with The Undertaker, who was his best friend, still is to this day. Undertaker and Godfather are best friends. And this information is coming all from the round table on the WWE network from whatever year it aired. But he being the Godfather went in there with the intention to break The Undertaker. He went in there, he wanted to make him crack. He wanted his character to break. He wanted Undertaker to laugh. The same way everyone wanted Undertaker to laugh during the Booker T Spinaroonie incident. But he went in there and he took a shot at The Undertaker, saying that, I don't know, saying if his junk didn't work or if he was unable to get it on with the ladies. And obviously The Undertaker didn't break because I don't know what that man was steeped in his character. He was almost impossible to break. I'm sure he has, but Godfather got close, and I think that was a point of pride where he said, "Yeah, I almost got you." And the match happened. I believe The Undertaker won, but it's still great that these two beefy best friends went in there and just had a good time. And also, the Godfather didn't go up against Undertaker's Phenom persona. He went up against the biker, who is kind of who the Undertaker was. He was a biker, and I believe Godfather put him on to motorcycles. What a wonderful relationship those two had. So he went up against his friend. He's looking his friend in the eye in a turned up to 11 version of himself, offering him ladies of the night. My vote is for Godfather Attitude Era entrance. There are others, they're all kind of, I think the best ones were inappropriate, like DX. DX had a great one. They was telling everybody to suck it. Val Venus was pretty tame. But he did the dance with the towel, I guess. But that's not really that great. I think my number 2 will always and forever be Rikishi and Too Cool for their song, their dance, and their overall vibe. They had a great vibe. And Dad's First Time and myself had a lot of fun recreating that dance in my mom's apartment. We definitely weakened the floorboards with that dance. It was not a well put together apartment, and we would jump and stomp and do that Too Cool dance. I heard a lot of creaks. We definitely weakened the integrity of that floor, and I fear for my mother now as she may go through that ground. It's definitely, it hasn't gotten stronger. But yeah, Too Cool and Rikishi definitely had one of the most fantastic entrances with the lighting and the dancing and the song is still, I'm playing it in my head. I can hear it. It's great. What else? Let me know, guys. What was your favorite WWE Attitude Era entrance? You can tell me anything. I'm sure they're all great. Make sure to follow us on owrestling.com. You can get the podcast on any podcast platform you can think of. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/@OWrestling, OH Wrestling. You can find episodes of the podcast there. Thank you so much for listening. This has been the O Wrestling Podcast. And remember, I'm your friend.
I'm your friend, but if I ever see you in the ring, I can beat you. Don't you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah.